The story begins with a peaceful kingdom ruled by a kind king and queen who believe that true power belongs to the people. After years of hope, they are blessed with a daughter named Snow White, and she grows up learning the values of fairness, kindness, and responsibility. But everything changes when the queen falls ill and passes away. Not long after, the king remarries a mysterious and striking woman who soon reveals her obsession with beauty and control. She relies on a magical mirror that always tells the truth, and for a long time, it confirms that she is the most beautiful of all. Soon after, news of war reaches the kingdom, and the king leaves to fight, never to return. From that moment on, the new queen tightens her rule, and Snow White's life is reduced to that of a servant while the kingdom slowly falls into hardship. As years pass, Snow White is almost forgotten, until one day a thief named Jonathan sneaks into the castle. Their brief encounter changes everything. His words make her realize that she has done nothing yet for her people, and this thought stays with her. Soon after, she gathers the courage to speak to the queen, asking her to help the struggling citizens, but the queen coldly dismisses the idea. At the same time, Jonathan is captured and punished harshly. Snow White tries to defend him, but this only angers the queen further. Later that night, Snow White secretly frees Jonathan, forcing her to flee the castle before she is caught. Meanwhile, the queen learns from her mirror that Snow White is now considered the most beautiful, and jealousy takes over. She orders a loyal hunter to end Snow White's life and bring back proof. The story then shifts to the forest, where the hunter tracks Snow White but cannot carry out the task. Instead, he warns her about the queen's true intentions and urges her to escape. Snow White runs deeper into the forest, facing dangerous terrain and strange creatures, until she falls into a hidden, magical place where gentle animals guide her to a small cottage. Inside, she discovers it belongs to 7 dwarfs who work in diamond mines. At first, they are frightened by her presence, but once she explains her situation, they accept her. From here, Snow White begins to bring warmth and unity into their lives, helping them work together and communicate better. During this time, she also begins to suspect that her father may still be alive. Meanwhile, the queen discovers the hunter's betrayal and punishes him severely. She sends soldiers into the forest to find Snow White. As the situation grows tense, Snow White leaves the cottage to find Jonathan and the group of former royal workers turned rebels. She reunites with him, and together they plan to search for the king. However, they are quickly discovered by soldiers, leading to a fast-paced chase where Snow White uses clever tactics to help everyone escape. During this conflict, Jonathan is injured while protecting her. They rush him back to the dwarfs, where he is treated and slowly recovers. This moment strengthens the bond between them, and as time passes, their connection grows deeper. Before leaving again, Jonathan promises to return, and Snow White gives him a personal keepsake as a reminder. But things take a dark turn when Jonathan is captured by the queen. Around the same time, the queen reveals her true nature as a powerful witch and creates a poisoned apple designed to trap Snow White in an endless sleep. Disguised as an old woman, she finds Snow White and tricks her into eating the apple. As soon as Snow White takes a bite, everything changes. She collapses into a deep, lifeless state, and the forest itself seems to grow quiet. The dwarfs and animals return to find her unresponsive, and they mourn her loss. At the same time, Jonathan escapes from captivity with the help of the hunter. When he reaches Snow White, he is overwhelmed with grief. But in a moment of pure emotion, he brings her back, breaking the spell. Snow White awakens and immediately understands the truth about the queen's actions and her father's fate. From here, the story moves toward its final act as Snow White decides to return to the kingdom and confront the queen. As she arrives, the people begin to gather behind her, inspired by hope. The queen steps forward, trying to assert her power, but Snow White chooses not to fight with force. Instead, she reminds the soldiers and citizens of the peaceful days they once shared. One by one, the soldiers lower their weapons, choosing to stand with Snow White. Realizing her control is slipping away, the queen retreats into the palace and turns to her mirror one last time. This time, the mirror reveals that true beauty comes from the heart, something the queen never possessed. In a moment of rage, she destroys the mirror, but this act backfires. Her power fades, and she is ultimately trapped within the very magic she depended on. With the queen gone, the kingdom is finally free. In the end, Snow White takes her rightful place as ruler, restoring peace and kindness to the land, just as her parents once envisioned. And here, the movie ends. If you want more videos like that, so please like and subscribe. Thanks!